Good evening, Internet. Stream here, running back a rebrew of my fish spam deck from a little while ago in Standard. But instead of Simic, we're using the new Azorius merfolk cards from Lorwyn. Let's take a look at some Deeproot Bogles. So we're an Azorius merfolk deck on the combo-y side of mid-range, I guess. And what we're really trying to do is get a Deeproot Pilgrimage, this 2-mana enchantment that whenever one or more non-token merfolk we control becomes tapped, it creates a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token with hexproof. So we're sick of all the removal spells in Standard. What we're really trying to do is just get this down, create a 1/1 hexproof merfolk creature token, and then load it up with powerful auras like Sheltered by Ghosts, as a primary example, and Ethereal Armor, so that we have this 1/1 hexproof merfolk that can't really be interacted with meaningfully by spot removal, that will just win the game with these two powerful enchantments. Exile the most powerful thing on our opponent's side, become a huge life-leaking first striking threat that just attacks until we win the game. We can also win because we're a merfolk deck that has good cheap lords, so we can spam out a wide board of cheap merfolk creature cards and tokens and just win by attacking with our merfolk the old-fashioned way without going for the bogle plan. So let's take a look at our merfolk first. We value cheapness in our merfolk, so we've got these mind-spinning merfolk who can tap later in the game to exhaust and draw some cards. We've got these new Wanderbrine Trappers, which are Savannah Lions, 1 mana 2/1s. For 1 mana, they can tap and tap another untapped creature we control, such as a token, to tap target creature in opponent's control. So this lets us control our opponent's blocking. Very good, pretty easily to utilize on a wide board of fish tokens. And then going up to 2 mana, we've got our new lords, these Deepchannel Duelists. At the beginning of your end step, untap a target merfolk we control, gives other merfolk +1/+1. So a lord for all of our tokens, another cheap merfolk. And then we've got this 3 of Floodpit's Drowner as a 2 mana merfolk that is just an amazing tempo piece, as we've seen in many other brews. Should be just fine here, as well as interaction on a threat. So we're just, yeah, that's our main plan. Plan A is the build our own bogle using the pilgrimage. Plan B, go wide and beat down with our merfolk plus lords. The rest of our deck is just really interaction to make sure we get to the point where we can execute our game plan. Well, first let's go over the auras that we're using for our bogle that we're building. Of course, we've got the Sheltered by Ghosts, we've got the Ethereal Armor, as we just mentioned. These are our 2 best and the 2 strongest auras that we can get for the mana value. We also have a 1 of Everstrike's Gift, which can give it +1/+0 and flying for a bit of evasion. We can buy it back from our graveyard by blighting onto one of our tokens, for instance, for 2 mana, which can come in handy to recur this should it happen to end up in the graveyard for some reason. Then we've got a bunch of card draw to help us find our Deeproot Pilgrimage as early in the game as possible. We've got 3 Sleight of Hands. We've got 3 Consult the Star Charts. We're not afraid to cast this without kicking it, just as a big anticipate to help us find our namesake enchantment. And then just cheap interaction. We're low to the ground interactive deck. We've got Unable to Scream to supplement our Sheltered by Ghost. We've got a Spell Pierce to counter that first, sweeper, that first that first card that's trying to remove a Sheltered by Ghost, for instance, or trying to kill one of our non-token merfolk before it can tap. We've got Into the Floodmaw, a good versatile interaction against a lot of different stuff. A couple of Seam Rips are here against those weenies that we need to exile before they kill us, like Badger Mole Cubs. And yeah, that's about it. The rest of the interaction is handled basically by Sheltered by Ghost, which is kind of our best card for interaction. Total of 21 lands in the deck, including these 6 planet lands, which are just ways for us to tap our merfolk, our non-token merfolk, immediately as soon as they enter the battlefield by stationing these planets. Neither of these has an effect that's terribly useful or relevant. This one, if we station it for 12, can create a token that's a copy of target artifact or enchantment we control. Theoretically, maybe this could copy like an Ethereal Armor or something, but probably not going to come up too often. And then the Earthros is like when you station it for 12, it becomes like a Tolarian Academy. Again, not something that's going to come up very often. And then we got a 1 of Abandoned Air Temple as our other tech in our land, which can put counters on all of our merfolk, which could be a lot of counters because we can go pretty wide with our Deeproot Pilgrimage. That's the idea anyway. The sideboard contains more counter spells. Restoration Magic is just a 1 mana way to make like one of our Sheltered by Ghosts indestructible that we can board in against green and white decks that will try to destroy our Sheltered by Ghosts specifically. A Null is there against like artifacts and enchantment decks. Nowhere to Run, that's a card that's really good against us, so we really like to counter or destroy that if possible. Disdainful Stroke against big stuff. It's good against a lot of decks, actually. Negate against non-creature spells. We've got Seam Rip number 3 for more interaction against cheap creatures. We got Rest in Peace couple copies for our Graveyard Hate. We got Unable to Scream #2 in the sideboard against mid-range decks, big creatures. A couple of Voice for Victory are there against those control decks, the decks that want to play at instant speed. Torpor Orb, a couple of those to shut down all those ETB decks. We don't really do too much ETBing, so we can play around this quite easily. A couple of Split Ups are good sweepers for us against mid-range decks, potentially. Any one of Tishana's Tidebinder is another merfolk that can shut down troublesome activated and triggered abilities. So that is Deeproot Bogles, aka Fish Spam Part 2. Let's build our own bogle and see if that's good enough to win in 2026 Standard. If you like off-meta MG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Alright, Jin X Rising the Mighty will be our first opponent, playing some Deeproot Bogles, aka Fish Spam 2 will be on the play. And yeah, we got Deeproot Pilgrimage, which can activate turn 2. This is kind of a nut draw for us. We got Sheltered by Ghosts and Ethereal Armor. Oh my goodness. This is the nuts. All we need to do is create one token, and we're kind of off to the races. Crystal Fragments. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. For 7 exile, then return it transformed to a creature. Prevent all damage that will be dealt to creatures you control. Tap all creatures your opponents control. Okay. So, let's play our Pilgrimage. Attack for 2. We get our Hexproof dude. And then, yeah, we got Sheltered by Ghosts and Ethereal Armor are the critical auras. Giada. Oh, okay. Okay. So, we'll shock. Exile Giada. Ethereal Armor are Bogle. Attack for 7. Make fish. Now we can tap down a blocker, actually, creating another token in the process. We can also Sheltered by Ghost another permanent if we need to. That's a hexproof fish. Make your move, gonna destroy Sheltered by Ghosts. Okay, well, we've got another one, so that's fine. Make another token. Yeah, I think we don't need to do anything else here. I guess we'll play this. I mean, if they have a sweeper, if they split up or something, we would still have 2 attackers this way. Okay. Okay, so angels. Giada, etc. We want Seam Rip. We want Restoration Magic, because they'll bring in those disenchants. I think we want Disdainful Stroke, because the really impactful angels are big. Unable to Scream also should be good against them. Maybe at least one split up. We'll go with both split ups. Oh, actually against angels we absolutely want Torpor Orb, which means that we don't want the Drowners, really, because they have an ETB trigger, but that's about as much as we can cut as far as creatures goes. We can cut Flood Maw. I guess we'll cut an Ethereal Armor. We have to cut a little bit of this stuff, I guess. The card draw. Alright, we're going low on our fish count here. See if we get punished. Let's try this. Okay, here again we have a turn 2 Deeproot. We got Torpor Orb 2. We'll keep this. I actually wouldn't mind drawing a planet. Alright, play our Mind Spring. We don't have the Sheltered by Ghosts or Ethereal Armor this time. Assemble the players. Once each turn, you may cast a creature with power 2 or less from the top of your library. Alright. Oh, I guess we're shocking. We didn't need to do that, but that was a mistake. I clicked the wrong land. I also didn't play the Pilgrimage. That was an accident. We'll play Torpor Orb though, so not a total waste. Dazzling Angel. Alright, let's play this Pilgrimage. I guess now I have to play this armor on my merfolk so that I can attack. Kind of a bummer, but that was my own misplay. I just kind of meant to play Deeproot last turn, but I didn't. Make your move. Alright, Seam Rip. Doesn't hit that thing, unfortunately. Attack. Make a token, which is a 2/2. Untap my token. Angel Vitality. No trigger. There's Hawk, no trigger. Alright, let's Seam Rip one of these angels, I guess. There's Hawk. Sure, we'll attack like that. I need a planet. We'll attack like this. Sterling Supplier. He's a 3/4 flyer. Opponent scoops it up. Alright. Well, they actually, we were in a bad spot at the end there. They didn't know that, though. All they knew is they were getting no ETB value. So, GG's, Angels. Thwaz, the Virtuous, will be our next opponent. Some Deeproot Bogles, aka Fish Spam 2. We're on the play. Okay. We've got turn 3. We can activate our Pilgrimage. We'll definitely keep this. Lead on our planet. Elegant Parlor. Let's shock. I think I'll actually flash in this Flood Pit Drowner. Okay, Voice of Victory. I'll play this now. Alright. Deeproot Pilgrimage. Let's make a token. And what do we want to do? I think we'll shock and sleight of hand. He has to find some way to get rid of this Voice of Victory. Okay, never mind. Carrot Cake. Okay, so they're like a token deck, obviously. Caretaker's Talent, etc. Let's take this. More sleight of hand. Alright. Let's play our Lord. Play our Mind Spring. Let's station. Make a token. Station. Make a token. Attack. This thing doesn't tap to attack because it's vigilant. Station. Make a token. We'll untap one of our tokens. All of a sudden, our board's a little tough to attack into. Yeah, opponent scoops it up. Wow. Okay. Boros, a Voice of Victory. They're like a tokens deck, so I think we want Torpor Orb for sure. I think we want Seam Rip and a Null to counter that Enduring Innocence and or Caretaker's talent. Unable to Scream, probably also good for those things. Of course, all those counter spells are bad if they have a Voice of Victory. Yeah, actually, I'm going to cut the counter spells because they're probably playing 4 Voice of Victory. The Drowners are not as good if we're playing Torpor Orb, so I think I'll just cut those. Okay, opponent kept 7. We got quadruple tap lands here. I think it's a keep, though. Alright, let's sleight of hand. Grab another Sheltered by Ghosts, I guess. Play another tap land. Alright, play our Wonder Brine. Plus a Mind Spring. Removal spell. No. Tap land. Go. Here comes the removal spell. Okay. Mind Spring is down. Alright. Pilgrimage. Another removal spell for my Wander Brine? No? Alright. I don't want to attack like a flash creature or something, so I'm just gonna make a token. Get lost on the Pilgrimage. Well, we've already got our fish here, so let's explore with our Hexproof fish. All we need is one. We've got double Sheltered by Ghosts. Wander Brine Trapper? Yeah, we'll keep that. Pass the turn. How many cards do they have in hand? 5. Okay. These make it a little hard to tell. 14. Our non-token merfolk. Alright. Let's explore. Draw land. Okay, let's play this guy. Let's play this lord. Okay. Attack. Get lost on the Lord. Okay. Attack for 2. Sure. Let's shock here and explore with our Hexproof fish. Draw land. All right. Consults. Alright, let's attack. Oh, silly me. Why did I not explore before attacking there? Okay, we just drew land anyway. So, yeah, I guess we'll just do a big consult here. Opponent's actually not doing anything. We'll get an Ethereal Armor. And what else? I don't know. Sleight of Hand? Mind Spring? Oh, there's a Pilgrimage. Okay. Pilgrimage. Mind Spring. Make it something here. I guess if we attack with this guy, they just make a fish token and block. So, yeah, opponent's seen enough. GG's. Assyrian, the Crafty, will be our next opponent with our Deeproot Boggles, aka Fish Spam 2, will be on the play. You know, a lot of lands, but we'll keep this. We got a couple of merfolk we can play early. And we've got a planet. Yeah, let's just go ahead and shock. Play this. Wonder Brine. Our lovely new hallowed fountains. Not new, actually. These are from Ravnica. I haven't really looked at the Lorwyn ones. I bet they're really nice. But I'm not gonna, you know, cash in a whole new set of wild cards. Alright, aggro a Deeproot Pilgrimage. Play this fish. Play a tap land. Pass. I think one of our fish is about to die. Oh, it's just a slick shot. Do we want to double block this Bastronaut? I don't think so. Because I want to make more fish. That's perfect. Okay. Deeproot Pilgrimage. Seam Rip the Bastronaut. Let's station... See, if I attack with both my guys, I only get one token out of it. That's why I'm stationing with one and attacking with the other. Nova Hellkite. One of my merfolk. Abandoned Air Temple. Alright. Let's make a fish. Attack with the fish. Opponent takes it. Another Nova Hellkite. Alright. Well, drawing like a non-token merfolk would be nice. Another Bastronaut. Okay. Ethereal Armor. That's a good one. So let's Ethereal Armor one of these merfolks. Yeah, we'll attack. Just 4/4. Well, we'll see. They got these 2 Nova Hellkites just waiting, so if they can just cast those one after the other, I don't think we'll win that race. Opponent just takes it, okay? Growth Charm. Yeah, well, we'll double block one of these guys. Gonna pump the other one to get into damage. Oh, they have double strike because of max speed. Okay. So we want Seam Rip. I think we want Unable to Scream. I think we want some amount of Split Up. Probably Restoration Magic. Nova Hellkite, maybe Disdainful Stroke. I could see Voice of Victory also. We can cut an armor. Maybe we can't bring in both voice. Just the 1-drop merfolk are a little sketchy. I'll cut a couple of Mind Springs. Maybe I'll cut Spell Pierce. Cut a Consult and a Slight. Try this. This hand's not great, but I think we're gonna keep. Alright, we'll play this on blue. Claw. Pilgrimage. Alright, let's get a Lord. Shock our Lord. Okay. Did not draw a land for turn though. That's good news, I guess. No, they just sandbagged it. Okay. Voice of Victory. Yeah, let's Voice of Victory. Helix. Seam Rip? Alright. Seam Rip the Claw. Play our Lord. Pass. More Helix. Growth Charm, okay. Let's Sleight of Hand for a Drowner. Okay, cool. Pass. Slick Shot. Let's Drowner it. Abandoned Air Temple. Okay. The Pilgrimage. Attack. Shuffle away the Slick Shot and make a token. Another slick shot. Tapped creatures. Attack. Okay, I guess we'll just start buffing our token. Alright, I'm gonna play a Mind Spring. Make a dude. Attack. I want to consult here, I think. Bastronaut, Alright, let's consult. Sheltered by ghosts. Plus sheltered by ghosts. Should be good. Okay, sheltered by ghosts. Scoops. Alright, yes. Sheltered on the Hexproof merfolk. Not gonna beat that. I think we just run it back. Okay, this is a great hand. Seam Rip, a couple of merfolk, Deeproot, Ethereal Armor. Everything we need. Alright, let's play our tap again. Slick shot. Seam Rip it. Another slick shot. Alright, let's play our temple. And I'm gonna flood pits the slick shot. Challenger. Burst lightning in my face. Alright, tap down the slick shot. No block. Alright, let's play Pilgrimage. Let's attack. Do you want to just shuffle away the slick shot again to make our token? Make our token. So we can't do that now. I think that's okay, though. Our Lord. Make another token. Helix our face. Helix our face. We'll double block. We'll block like this, I guess. Sheltered by ghosts. There we go. Okay. Play this guy. Attack. Make a token. Make a token. Make a token. Sheltered by ghosts. Get your slick shot. Ethereal Armor, the same guy. 7/6 first strike lifelink hexproof. See if the aggro deck can deal with that. It cannot. GG's. Zeno the Kid will be on the play. Deeproot Bogles. If we had like a sleight of hand, this would be a keepable hand. Well, this hand's really good if we draw land, but I think we have to mulligan. Okay, here we have a turn 2 Deeproot, along with Ethereal Armor, so that's a great hand. We'll keep the bottom one of these guys. Play our Wanderbrine. Hard Claw, okay. Play a Pilgrimage. See if you want to trade. Not. Emberheart Challenger. Yeah, we're gonna take that. Okay, there's the Lord. This actually comes to play untapped. So let's Ethereal Armor. Play our Lord. Attack. Make another 2/2. Untap our first striking guy. Another Hired Claw. Shock the Lord. Burst Lightning the other one. So sure, let's just block the Hired Claw. That's fine. We'll take 4. Another Deeproot doesn't do much. Any Deeproots? Are we just attacking for 4? Yeah, I think so. We're racing. Another Challenger. I guess we should block, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure, we'll block. Consult. Do a little consult. See what we find. Another Lord. That's really good. Okay, cast the Lord. Attack. Untap my guy. Axel. Just enough. Okay. So, Axel A. Well, we want Seam Rip. We want Restoration Magic. Unable to Scream. At least one split up. Do we want to bring in anything for Axel? Like Disdainful Stroke? I'll bring in a Disdainful Stroke. That deck has other big stuff too. They might have like Sunspine Lynxes or Nova Hellkites. Shave a couple of the Mind Springs. Consult's a little hard to pull off super effectively. Cut, slight. Really, we just need Sheltered by Ghosts and Ethereal Armor on a Hexproof fish. We can't keep this. No castables. We can Sleight of Hand on turn 2. But it's not like the rest of our hand is great anyway. We'll mulligan. Okay. Here we have Deeproot. We can keep this for sure. I guess we're bottoming one of the Deeproots. There's a Claw. I think we're probably just unable to Screaming the Claw. Razorkin Needlehead, okay. Draw another Lord. Okay, play the Lord. Challenger. Yeah, we're gonna take it. Full bore. Alright, we draw land. So, this doesn't tap for blue. Pilgrimage, I guess. We'll attack. Make a 2/2. And tap our dude. Another Claw. Another Claw. So we'll block here, and I guess that's it. Take 2. And we'll block here. Do this fish indestructible. Okay, let's Sleight of Hand here. Seam Rip plus another fish. That's good. Let's Seam Rip what? One of these Hired Claws, I guess. Play another Lord. Attack. Untap our fish. Zao. Doesn't do much at the moment. Ah, I didn't tap my Lord last turn to make a thing. Punished. Total punish. Okay, we'll kill the Hired Claw. I guess. Now let's kill the Challenger. Sleight of Hand. Drowner. It's not bad. So, station. I lost out on a token last turn. Attack. Scalding Viper. Okay. Tap down the claw. Another Pilgrimage will cost us a damage. Sure, let's shuffle away this Hired Claw. Make a token as we do so. Let's attack with these tokens. It's going to cost us 1 damage, which means we're within Lightning Strike range. Do they even play Lightning Strike? Maybe they do. I'm going for it. Make more fish. Untap a fish. Disdainful Stroke. Attack with a bunch of fish. And that's game, I believe. Yep. Yeah, just do something like that again. Our cards are good. Well, I mean, Seam Rip is good. We have no white mana to cast it with. If we could be sure that we would draw a white source like in our first couple of draws, this would be great. Opponent mulligan. We're going to mulligan as well. Okay. We'll keep this. If we can get a Hexproof fish, the Sheltered will be great. We'll bottom Hallowed Fountain. Alright, play 2-1. Pyro's Demonstration. Okay, play one of our lords. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll trade for this Hired Claw. Ethereal Armor. Alright, well, I guess we'll put this armor on our lord. Make it a 3/3. Doesn't die to shock that way. Challenger. Restoration Magic. Ooh, that's a good draw. Okay. Sheltered by Ghosts, your challenger. Attack. Now I think our chances of winning are excellent. There's the Hellkite. Sure, 4 damage, no problem. Attack for 5. Gain 5. No attack. Oh. Sheltered by Ghosts on the dragon. $7/5 per strike, lifelink. Or 2. And sometimes you can just win this way. Sheltered by Ghosts is a strong card, so is Ethereal Armor. Opponent scoops it up. Aggro, no problem for the fish factory. Building our own bogles. The Mianciaro will be our final opponent. With some Deeproot Boggles, aka Fish Spam Part 2. And we can keep this. We got Sleight of Hand to help us find our stuff. We got a planet. I'll just play my planet turn 1. Fabled Passage. For a plains. Okay, let's Sleight of Hand. Deeproot, beautiful. And then we'll play this tap land. All we need is some fish. Like a 1 mana merfolk would be great for next turn. Sanctifier. Okay. Like that, for instance. Alright. Pilgrimage. Trapper. Station. Make a hexproof fish. We've got Sheltered by Ghosts and Ethereal Armor here. Anim Pakal. No block. Okay. That's pretty good. So let's Sheltered by Ghosts. The Anim Pakal. Let's also Ethereal Armor our dude. And let's Seam Rip the Sanctifier. And let's attack for 8. And make a token. You gain 6 life. Windcrag Siege. So at the beginning of your... they're going to make the token. Okay. Let's give our Bogle flying. Let's make a token. Let's attack, like so. Alright, GG's. Our Bogle. So against that kind of tokeny stuff, Torpor Orb for sure, Seam Rip. Anything else? No, they definitely could be like a Voice of Victory deck, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave in some counters. I think we'll go up, maybe a split up also. Cut 1. Since we're bringing in the Torpor Orbs, cut the Drowners. 1 Ethereal Armor. Let's try this. Okay, Torpor Orbs going to be really good against them, so we're keeping. Alright, grab tap land. Yep, Voice of Victory. Alright, play Torpor Orb. Anim. Ethereal Armor. Alright, let's play a Lord. Play Ethereal Armor on it, maybe? Or do we Sleight of Hand? We don't have blue mana. I guess we're playing Ethereal Armor. Get lost on our Lord. And is there anything we can do here? I don't think so. I think we're dead. Okay, really aggro, draw there. Let's sleight of hand, I guess. Split up? No. Now if we draw split up, I don't think it matters. We're still dead. Sheltered by Ghosts. Okay. Alright. Well, we're on the draw there. A real aggro draw from our opponent. They are Voice of Victory, unsurprisingly. So let's get in our second split up, and I guess we'll board out these counter spells. Look up some Voice of Victory of our own, maybe. Unable to scream. Yeah, let's not. We don't need the Voice of Victory. Let's just try it like this. Okay, here we have Deeproot Pilgrimage. We have non-token merfolk. We're keeping. We have double Deeproot Pilgrimage. Alright, tap land turn 1. Alright, Ethereal Armor is great. So, play these two merfolk. What's with all these fabled passages that opponent has? They have some sort of landfall? Something or other? Alright, Hinterland Sanctifier. So let's Pilgrimage. Let's attack with our Trapper. I will trade for your Sanctifier if you would like to. He would not like to. Alright, let's make another token. And Ethereal Armor one of these tokens. Here you go. There's the Anim. Attacking. Okay. We'll block there. And we'll block there. More Pilgrimage. Okay. Pilgrimage. Never Strikes Gift here. Make it a 6/5. Station Hunt Scoops. Alright, okay, that was a pretty clean 5-0 for Deeproot Bogles, aka Fish Spam 2, and yeah, we didn't run into any of the blue decks, or green decks, I guess, tonight. Really weird, lots of like aggro and red decks. We kind of took those decks to town, though, and the deck did its thing. It actually does its thing fairly consistently, and when it does its thing, that is getting a hexproof merfolk token with like a Sheltered by Ghosts and an Ethereal Armor, which it can do really early. It can do that on like turn 3. A lot of opponents just won't be able to handle that, and that itself is enough to win games, even against aggro decks. So I'm very pleased with the performance of this deck. I think it's actually pretty solid. Of course, the Azorius build is so much better than the Simic build I was trying last time. These Deepchannel Duelists, just with the Doctor Order to really push this brew to the next level. The access to white instead of green, giving us the Sheltered by Ghosts, which is just the card that you want for a Bogle style deck like this. So Yeah, I think the build is really good. The only thing I maybe miss sometimes is like I could see maybe adding another piece to give evasion, like a second Ever Strikes gift, because boards can get really bogged down, and we're generally not really good against like opponents that go super wide. And one way to help us with that would be to add more evasion to our super fish once we get it all R'd up. And I think, yeah, a second Ever Strikes gift is probably the way to go. I do like this card quite a bit. I like it better than Feather of Flight, I think. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would change about it. I think it's pretty well positioned, and when it does its thing early in the game, it's very hard to deal with. I think the build of it gives you a good chance to do that thing early in the game, and like the plan B isn't terrible either. You know, like this is a really good card, and it will boost your merfolk up to a point where they can close out games. The Wanderbrine Trapper gives you a little extra min of like controlling your enemies' blockers and whatnot, and we've got just a good amount of interaction in the 75 to stave off the worst of standard, I think. So yeah, awesome. I'm pleased with the 5-0 for Deeproot Boggles, aka Fish Spam 2. I think it's a solid deck. You'll probably be seeing me play more iterations of this as the season goes on. But that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me play some Deeproot Boggles in Standard. If you did and you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I stream MTG on my Twitch channel every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday nights. There's a link to the Twitch channel in the description if you want to come check out the action in real time. So I hope that you all have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next time. Fishies.